Hi guys, today we're gonna read a book that I'm gonna choose out of a book, and if I'm good, there should be a sign here. Yes. And so here we have it, Danny and the Dragon. On the edge of some deep dark woods beside a tiny village lived a bright green dragon named Danny. Sometimes dragons are so scary, but not Danny. Morning, Joe. Morning, Danny. Each morning he wandered down to the village to greet his friends as they stopped to the market. Everybody was used to seeing the friendly dragon around the place, and so didn't bat an eyelid. Morning, Danny. Morning, Danny. Morning, Peg. Morning, Sag. Danny liked to help villagers whenever he could, and he had one particularly talented put on good use. Every night he visited each house in the village. Joe's cottage was first. Danny leaned over his fireplace. Then whoosh! One blast from Danny's fairy breath, the old man fire cracked to life. Oh, lovely and warm. Thanks, Danny. Next stop was Peg and her family. With Danny's help, their dinner was cooked in no time. Yummy. Thanks, Danny. At Sam's house, Danny was able to light 3 candles at once. In an instant, the entire room was aglow. Thanks, Danny. Good night, Danny. Thanks again. Once he visited everyone, Danny could go back to his house in the woods feeling happy with himself. One day, a brightly painted wagon toddled along into the village. It was driven by a tall stranger in fancy clothes. Roll up, cried a man. Come and buy Mrs. Marvel's magic fire sticks, only a penny each. The villagers had never seen magic fire sticks before. They gathered around excitedly as Mr. Marvel uploaded his wagon. What do they do? Asked Joe. Allow me to demonstrate, said Mr. Marvel, and stand back, ladies and gentlemen, and prepare to be amazed. Mr. Marvel grabbed a fire stick and aimed at it at a pile of logs. Next second, a jet of magical stars shot out. They light your fires when you're cold, he cried. Incredible! Whoosh. That's not all, added Mr. Marvel. When you're hungry, they can cook your food. Unbelievable! Whoosh. They can light your candles when it gets dark, declared the salesman, as bolt of blue stars whizzed around a street lamp. My magnificent magical fire sticks make life easier. Whoosh! Wonderful! The villagers were impressed. They took out their money and stood around Mrs. Marvel's wagon. I'll buy 4. I'll take 5. I want 6. In less than 5 minutes, Mrs. Marvel's entire stock of fire sticks was sold out. Danny knew nothing about what had happened that day. As night fell, he trotted into a village as usual. He went to Joe's cottage and poked his head through the door. "Oh, shall I light your fire?" he asked. No thanks, Danny," replied the old man. "I've got these newfangled magic sticks. Now I don't need a dragon anymore." Okay," said Danny. He didn't know what else to say, so he left Joe's and walked along the street. "I'm sure Peg will need my help," he thought. He knocked on the door. Peg's door. It had opened. A stanky, tasty smell wafted out into the night air. "Evening, Peg," said Danny. "Shall I cook your supper?" "No, thanks," said Danny, replied Peg. "The sausages are already cooked and the wild boar is on its way." "Magic 5-6 again," said Danny as he left Peg to the mill. "Oh, perhaps Sam still needs me." He plodded to Sam's house and gently rattled the handle. "I don't suppose you have any candles that need lighting, Sam?" asked Danny as his old friend appeared. Sam replied came no surprise. "Sorry, Danny," he said. This magic stick did the job tonight. Why not try some of other villages? Someone bound need your help." "No one wants me anymore," sniffed Danny sadly as he slowly headed home. "Maybe I won't bother to visit the village again," he thought to himself. He trotted back to the tumble-down home in the woods and tried not to cry. Meanwhile, on the other side of the village, a band of robbers was passing by. "That looks likely spot for rich picnics," smiled Knuckles and their leader, Toothy, Tom's nosy stinker Knuckles. They noticed the whips of smoke coming from the chimneys. "Look! Somewhere to warm our freezing bones," said Toothy. They saw a bright light streaming through the windows, and plenty of candles were brighting our gloomy hideout, said Stinker. Then they smelled sizzling sausages. And lots of yummy grub for our rumbling tummies, sighed Nosy. "What are we waiting for?" cried Knuckles. "Charge!" The gang raced down the hill and stormed into the village. They split and barred their way into the locals' homes. No one was safe. "Step aside, Glamper," cried Knuckles, pushing Joe away from his fire. "We need this more than you," chuckled Nosy warmly his hand. "And you big bullies," cracked Joe. "Ah, toasty, ouch." "Grubs up," yelled Toothy as he shoved Peg's family away from the supper. "Time you went on a diet," laughed Stinker. "You greedy thief," cried Peg. "Oh, tasty." keep your poach out of our way," shouted Winky, and as Tubbs snuffed some candles into a sack. The robbers went from house to house, causing chaos. "Who can help us?" cried the villagers. "Yikes, not me!" squealed Mrs. Marvel panically, and he ran out of the village as fast as he could. In the woods, Danny woke with a start. He heard the cries of the villagers in the distance. "Somebody help!" they cried. "Desperately save us from the robbers!" Quick as a flash, Danny thundered into the village. Soon, he spotted the thieves with their plunder. "Hee," chuckled Toothy. "That was a good night's work." Danny rushed to Toothy and Winky. Before they knew what was happening, their bears are alight. "Ow! A dragon!" yelled Toothy as his filthy bed went up on flames. Danny let out a stream of fire, and Tubbs and Noses found their shoes toasted. "Eek! Ow! Help!" wailed Tubbs as his shoe burned into flames in front of him. Stinker and Knuckles made a run for it, but Danny was too quick for them. He took a deep breath and blasted their bottoms. A dragon! Ah! The gang sprinted out of the village in a cloud of smoke. Don't let the dragon get us," they yelled. "Help!" The crooks disappeared over the horizon, were never seen again. "Thank you, Danny," said Joe. "We didn't realize how much we needed you." "Three cheers for Danny!" cried Peg. The thankful villagers gave Danny his job back, and they found a much better use for Mrs. Marvel's magic sticks. Thank you guys for listening to this book, and I hope you will subscribe this book and like and subscribe and press a comment and do the notification bell so then you won't miss another video. Bye. See you next book.